How many grafts do I need to cover bald areas? I started losing my hair at 17. I'm 25 now and I'm tired of shaving my hair. I would really like to be able to comb my hair and be able to get a proper military haircut. In the 5 years I've been in the military, not once have I been able to get a proper cut. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. You stated in your question that you started losing hair at the age of 17, you're now 25 years old, you shave your head, and that you wish to be able to get a transplant to the point where you're able to get a military cut and be able to comb your hair. So, and with that, you've submitted very good photos that show me clearly the degree of your hair loss. Well, unfortunately, the realities of the science of hair restoration surgery limits the actual number of hairs you would get in order to meet your objective. So let's understand that. You see, when you first start noticing hair loss, it's well established that more than 50% of your hair has already been lost. Now, there is a general understanding that when you have the most hair you have, let's say when you're in your early teens, it's about 100,000 hairs. When you start losing hair, you've already lost half, so you're about 50,000. So we're looking at numbers in the tens of thousands to have to replace in order to get the density to allow for a relatively short military style haircut. The problem is that the donor area, the area that is still present and they'll be present for your whole life, is limited to several thousand hairs. So although lots of surgeons can offer all kinds of numerical manipulations to say they can deliver X number of grafts and all of that, your endpoint and desired result is not likely to be achieved based on the degree of the advanced nature of your hair loss. If you want to, you can look up something called the Norwood classification of hair loss. And the more hair is lost, the higher the number is. And so when you look at someone like yourself, you would fall into the later numbers, like the Norwood 6 or even 7 classification. And the point is that there's a lot of bald scalp to have to cover. If you were keeping your hair longer, this would be a different conversation, because then we could potentially strategically place hairs in a way where you can be able to comb your hair and allow some length of hair to actually cover the scalp. But with this very specific desire for a military haircut, which is very, very short, you not only have to think of the area that's being covered, but where the hair is being harvested from. And the hair is being harvested from the back. So whether you do a strip method or whether you do follicular unit extractions, when the hair is cut very, very short, it will always show scars. It's a running myth right now that follicular unit extractions are scarless. That's not true. Follicular unit extractions actually create more scars and potentially create a more wide area of diffuse dots with just one session. You go for a second session, now you've got dots that are all connecting. And that can really be apparent, especially if you wear your hair short. Unfortunately, you are too far advanced for a technology that we developed called hair regeneration, where we've been able to successfully treat people who are younger, who are losing hair at a younger age, and we're able to treat them with an injection and help to thicken their thinning hair. So, ironically, I would say that you're probably better off not pursuing any type of surgical procedure to try to get your desired result if you're limited to the type of haircut that you need to have in order to be in the military. Now, this might change as if you decide at one point to go back to civilian life, and you can make decisions at that point about transplantation and how long your hair has to be in order to create enough graft placements and get a result that looks natural. You see, as you get older, society basically accepts a certain amount of hair loss as normal for men. So it's a rule of decades. In your 20s, only 20% have hair loss. And I think that's clearly one of the factors that you're dealing with. You're surrounded by people within your age, and 80% of them have hair and fairly thick hair. But as you get into your 30s, 40s, and 50s, that number goes to 30%, 40%, 50%. So at that point, you may decide that you want to do something, or you may feel like the shaved look is your look, and certainly many men are able to carry that off and live well with it. So I think that for now I would hold off on considering any transplantation and just stay tuned to see what else develops over the next several years. I hope that was helpful, and thank you for your question.